Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We are back again with more of this D&D controversy. Every time I think I'm done with this subject, somehow it keeps pulling me back in. Of course, I made a couple of videos about this. You all, of course, are welcome to check those out. I stopped making videos because I'm not the type to farm views for the same content over and over and over, so I just moved on. But this new update seems pretty final, and there's some other things regarding it that I definitely want to talk through. So I think it's worth making a video so we can all get together and discuss it. So most of you have probably already seen the announcement letting everyone know, hey, we're going to stick with the OGL 1.0A. We're going to leave it in place untouched. And they're also going to make the entire SRD 5.1 available under a Creative Commons license. They just say some other things here about how much they love the community and how much they listen, blah, 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 blah. I think we should skip right over to the ramifications of this because it's incredibly frustrating for me to watch. So, this comes courtesy of Go Local Pro, which is a business magazine. Hasbro slashing 1,000 jobs and it's going to have some leadership changes. What does that leadership change mean? I don't know. We'll get to that in a bit. But Hasbro Incorporated announced on Thursday leadership and organizational changes, including the elimination of approximately 15% of its global workforce this year. The reductions will start to take effect within the next several weeks. Massive. That's 1,000 people who are now out of work at a time when, I mean, really, there's no time we want to be out of work. But I mean, this economy still hasn't recovered from COVID. It's absolutely terrifying right now to be without a job. So, looking at the direct quote from the CEO, despite strong growth in Wizard of the Coast and digital gaming, Hasbro Pulse, and our licensing business, our consumer products business underperformed in the fourth quarter against the backdrop of a challenging holiday consumer environment, said Chris Cox, who again is Hasbro's chief executive officer. Why is this happening? It's happening because the stock has plummeted. The stock closed Thursday at $63.78, down 39% from its 52-week high of $105.13. Okay, so why is the stock falling? Now, part of that is obviously because of this OGL controversy, right? But actually, the stock was plummeting before this all started. So let's jump over now to comicbook.com. Hasbro stock tumbles after bank issues warning about Magic the Gathering. I will leave links to both of these articles in the description, but try to break this down on a basic level. A major banking analyst downgraded the stock from Hasbro, basically downgraded his outlook on the stock from buy to underperform, which is actually a double downgrade. So it went down a couple of different levels, which is extremely rare. You don't do that to a stock. But the reason he did this is earlier last year, um, Hasbro, and I'm not a Magic the Gathering player, so I'm just going to try to get some general details for that I've been able to pick up from the article and from subscribers on my live streams who've been telling me about this. But basically, they were releasing these packs of Magic the Gathering cards that will cost like literally $1,000, but there were only one or two cards in the pack that consumers could actually use. So it was just a major cash grab and screw over of the Magic the Gathering fan base. Now, Hasbro made a lot of money off of that because there's plenty of people who, they love their hobbies and they got money to burn, so they'll just keep feeding into it, regardless of how they're getting screwed over. But investors took a step back and said, "Yeah, you made money, but we don't have any faith in your business model. We look at the way that you're doing things and we feel like you're screwing over your consumers so much that we don't feel like there's any stability in the way your company is operating. And so, consequently, even though the money is rolling in, we're downgrading your stock. So, reading further in the article, it says while Magic the Gathering currently makes up about 15% of Hasbro's overall sales and was recently touted as being Hasbro's first billion-dollar brand, Haas, who is the banking analyst, stated that the game's growth has not been because of an expansion of its player base, but rather by targeting existing players. In fact, if you go a little bit further, he says not only is the price excessively high, but the set also includes reserved list cards, which Hasbro had promised to never reprint. This has created panic among collectors, and we're seeing collections being liquidated now that the scarcity value of Magic is in question. This to me highlights why it's so frustrating that 1,000 people in the general workforce are being cut. This is not a problem with the product. This is not a problem with the quality of the cards or the mechanics or going back to D&D, the rule set or anything that the actual workers are doing. This is people at the top making terrible decisions that are trying to squeeze the blood out of their consumers. And in turn, not only are your own customers fighting against you, but now the financial market, who usually, let's be honest, is no friend of the consumer, is also saying, hey, bro, this is crazy. You can't operate this way. And the solution to all of that is to fire 1,000 damn people. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I can't see how anybody doesn't see that. This shit is immoral. And it's coming right up on the heels of they're supposed to be coming out with a new movie, right? I think there's supposed to be an Amazon TV show coming out. So they're figuring, hey, we don't need these workers. We've got these other projects going on that other teams, other groups are going to do, and it's going to funnel a bunch of money our way. So do we really need all these people? We could just reap the rewards and pad our pockets. So these scumbags have essentially made these decisions that have stabbed their own company in the back, plummeting the stock and hemorrhaging profits. And their solution is to ruin the lives of 1,000 people. And let's be honest, 1,000 and counting. It's only 15% of their workforce. They might decide to fire more folks. And then if you circle back to their announcement regarding the OGL, I'm sorry, maybe I'm nitpicking here. All right, if I don't know tabletop D&D like that, right? I'm a video game player, so I play the Baldur's Gate game, stuff like that. So maybe it makes sense to some of y'all who play tabletop D&D, while Kyle Brink is the person whose name is at the top of this announcement. But in my mind, your stock is plummeting. People are unsubscribing from D&D Beyond in massive numbers. You're hemorrhaging profits. The CEO is supposed to step in and give confidence to not just the financial investors, but also to the fans and say, hey, we have heard you. Here's what we're doing to give you confidence again in our brand. The CEO is supposed to take responsibility and then explain what is going to be done to right the ship. Like, seriously, if you scroll down the bottom, it says executive producer. This is not a situation for the executive producer to be stepping in and saying, hey, guys, I'm here to give you confidence and make everything okay. Am I wrong about this? Do I just not know about how D&D tabletop works to not realize that he is really the face of it? Because other words, Chris Cox is the one to me whose name should be at the top and the bottom. And his face should be right there to step in and say, hey, it's time for me to actually earn my damn money. Like, I'm sorry, this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. And I hurt for those folks. I hurt for those folks who have been impacted by this because the fans did what they had to do. There was no way folks could just tolerate Wizards of the Coast saying, we're going to take everything that you create and we're just going to redo it any way we want to. So, like, the backlash had to happen. The backlash regarding this Magic the Gathering had to happen. But the fact that the reaction to that is 1,000 people losing their damn jobs, I'm sick. I'm sick. That is so painful to watch. And the vast majority of the people who were in the room when these decisions were being made seems like they will not be affected. When major folks on boards and CEOs, when they get let go, it's announced. In this article, the only real leadership announcement change that's listed is Eric Nyman, president and chief operating officer. He's departing. That's it. That's it. Come on, man. Come on. Like, can we get some real accountability? That's my thoughts on it. Like, I'm sorry that this isn't more happy. Like I know there's a lot of people who feel like, the fans won and stuck it to them and got them to do what they're supposed to do. But honestly, to me, it doesn't feel like a win. It feels like most people lost. I am happy for all of those businesses and organizations who had dedicated 2, 3 years to making products that revolved around the OGL, who now will be able to continue that work and feel confident that it's not going to be taken from them. I think that's a benefit to all of us, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they create. But it sucks. It sucks seeing what the fallout from this is going to be. And I hope that all those people who have been impacted that they're able to move on to other jobs, to other things, and still find the level of success and fulfillment that they were hopefully getting at Hasbro. So anyway, those are my thoughts, man. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, share this content, subscribe to the channel, and become a member if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.